dinner, I'm making loco moco. So I've got, I think about 12 hamburger patties in here. This was 5 pounds of ground beef. I did overcrowd the pan. I know everybody says don't ever overcrowd the pan, but when I'm making ground beef patties, they shrink down, it makes more room. They can just fit the other patties in there and it's just more easy and convenient for me. I've got my ground beef patties going in my large Lodge cast iron, and then I have a smaller Lodge cast iron back here that I'm gonna fry my eggs in. And then over here, I have my rice going in my Asia rice cooker. I love this rice cooker. You can do anything in here. I make homemade Greek yogurt in here. That's pretty much all I've done with it. So it has a menu with many things. It even has a cake setting. And the pot inside is ceramic coated, not Teflon. So that was the reason why I chose this one, and I've been loving it. I've had it probably for about 6 months now. I will link everything in my Amazon. All the ground beef patties are done. Season them only with salt, pepper, garlic powder. Just gonna take these out quickly. I have the heat off right now. I'm gonna leave all the grease in there. It didn't make that much grease. Pops me. It didn't make that much grease this time. Sometimes it'll make a whole lot of extra grease. At that point, I would take some of it out. But I'm gonna go in with some onion. You can skip the onion part if you don't like onions. We love onions around here, so I'm gonna put some onion in here, and that'll help deglaze the pan also. Put a little salt to help those onions sweat out. My onions have sweated down quite a bit. I'm gonna just go in with some flour now and start building my roux. I don't really measure, just depending on how much grease is left in the pan. I think that was about 5 tablespoons of flour. So I'll move it around and make sure that it incorporates into all of that grease. I think I'll do 1 more tablespoon. You don't need to make a dark roux. You just want to get the flour toasted up a little bit. Make sure you don't see how it's white right there. Just make sure you don't see any of that anymore. And you're cooking the flour out. The nice thing about using a cast iron pan is you can scrape it, do whatever. It's not gonna damage the pan. All of that will come up when I add the water. So I think we're good here. I'm gonna go in with water now. And then all of that will come up off the bottom. Turn my heat up to high so this moves a little faster. So you just wanna make sure that you scrape the bottom and get all those bits and flour off the bottom. If you don't wanna use water, you can use beef stock or chicken stock, whatever. I'm gonna use just water and some chicken bouillon because that's what I have. If you have beef flavored bouillon, you could use that also instead. But I always have chicken bouillon, so that's what I use. We always have that on hand around here. This is browning and seasoning sauce, Kitchen Bouquet. I was raised using this. It gives everything a depth of flavor. Usually just a capful. I went a little bit over on that. And then you're gonna wanna use either regular soy sauce or dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce will give it a really good color and richness too. But if you don't have dark soy sauce, light soy sauce is just fine. Whenever you're making a gravy, you wanna let it come to a boil just to make sure to see how thick that flour is gonna get. So it looks really watery, but once this comes to a boil, it's gonna start to thicken. Love you, bye.
That's how you do it.
Sorry, I had a son that couldn't wait. It's been boiling for about a minute. I think that's a good consistency. So I'm just gonna nestle the burgers back in.
Bye, I love you.
Bye, I love you. You don't have to put the burgers back in if everybody wants theirs separate. Maybe some people don't want gravy, but it's just easier for me to serve it this way and everybody can have them serve themselves. And I still need to fry the eggs, so let's get on to that. Okay, so I'm using my smaller size Lodge cast iron, a little bit of olive oil, and I already broke a freaking yolk, of course. Only because I'm on video, because I never break yolks. This just happened because I happen to be recording. Just kidding. Oops, let me turn this down. It's a little bit too high. Okay. You can see how a good seasoned cast iron is so non-stick. Seasoning them, there's a lot of videos on how to do it. We typically just heat it back up on the stove after we wash the cast iron, and then throw a little grapeseed oil in there. And then we keep them stored in the oven, so whenever we bake something, they heat up a little bit also in the oven. Go, loco moco.